Good morning, Facebook Live. Eagle 8 reporter Paul Lamison, high above downtown St. Pete area. We are at 35th Street South. We are on the scene of a car crash involving a stolen car. This black Mustang that you're looking at is a stolen Mustang. We're on the scene of a stolen Mustang. It's crashed into a house. What had happened is somehow during the driving of that stolen vehicle, it crashed into an SUV, which is the silver car you see on screen now. After the crash, the car went out of control into the side of the house. And you can see it crashed to the front of the house. It did not go into the house. We are hearing the house was vacant at the time of the crash. 3 people, however, from the scene were taken to the hospital. We're not sure who was in what car, but 3 people taken to the hospital from this accident. Again, this car was driving down 35th Street South in St. Pete. It was hit by a stolen Mustang. I'm going to move over to the Mustang. And here is the stolen Mustang. Still a fairly active scene. You can see St. Pete Police crime scene technicians going through the stolen car, trying to find some evidence, trying to find anything they can. They do have 3 people transported to the hospital, and we're not sure of any other information at this time. It's still a fairly recent story. Crime scene tech still on scene. St. Pete Police still on scene of a very active investigation. You can see I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 5 police cars down here on the scene. And you can see the skid marks from where the accident happened. One car went this way into the side of the house. The other car went this way and ended up down here after it spun out. You can see the marks on the road from how it spun out. You can see where the impact was on this side door. The whole front side of the car is crashed. Airbag did deploy in the silver car. I'm going to pan back over here. This is the house that the car ran into. Again, we are at 35th Street South in St. Petersburg, just near downtown. St. Pete Police is still on scene. Again, we are not sure the extent of the injuries. We do know 3 people transported from the scene to an area hospital. St. Pete Police now have the area cordoned off, talking to people. We've seen some people come up and talk to the police, and there they are, the St. Pete Police in the shade under here at the car, trying to figure this all out. We're not sure if this involved any police pursuit. We don't know if they knew the car was in the area. We do know that there was an accident involving 2 vehicles, a stolen black Mustang into a silver SUV. The accident happened right at 35th Street South. And again, when we fly around, you'll see the accident happened at this intersection right here. You can see the point of impact right here in the road. One set of skid marks leads into the house. That is the black stolen Mustang. The other set of skid marks go from the impact up to where the car came to rest, up the side of the road. And again, it was hit on the driver's side of the car. And the Mustang, you can see the damage to the front end of the car. Right now, police have 3 people that were taken to the hospital. We're not sure who was driving the car or who was in the other car. We're waiting for more information from the St. Petersburg Police. Again, this is crime scene. I'm going to push in a little bit so you can see what they're doing. They're down there, the forensic team, looking through the car, looking for any evidence they can find. Again, here she is going through the car. You can see her picking stuff up, fingerprinting them. There's a CD she has in her hand, or a DVD. Car is smashed up against the side of the house. It did not make it into it. We were told the house was vacant at the time of the accident. Again, 2-car crash. There are the 2 cars. This is where it happened at 35th Street South in St. Petersburg. I'll try to get you the cross street. And 21st Avenue, it looks like. So down here in St. Pete, we are just west of downtown, west of the interstate, down south of the Trop, if you know the St. Pete area. Again, St. Pete Police has this area blocked off. 3 people transported to the hospital from this crash. I'm going to check my emails, see if we've gotten more information in. Again, St. Petersburg Police is working the accident. And we will have more information in our later newscast. We'll be on the air at 11 a.m. on News Channel 8. We'll have more information then and as it becomes available. Again, two-car crash. This was a car driven by a civilian person just out and about, crashed into with a stolen black Mustang. This is where the car ended up. The Mustang, again, ended up into the front of the house. It happened at 35th Street South in St. Petersburg. Again, we'll come around again, and I'll show you the point of the impact is right here at the intersection, and we can follow the skid marks, one to the Mustang into the house, the second one to the SUV down here on the road. But a two-car crash, 3 people taken to the hospital. Again, that's all we know. We're in St. Petersburg. I'll go onto Facebook now. And somebody asked where the stolen car driver is. We're not sure who. We do know 3 people were taken to an area hospital. We don't know who was in what car, and we do not know if anyone is in custody as of yet. Here are the St. Petersburg Police on scene coming up. They're right here. We do not know if they have anyone in custody. We do know 3 people were transported to the hospital from this scene. Again, we don't know if they got away, if the people in the stolen car ran off. We know 3 people taken to the hospital, and we don't know if anyone is in custody at this time. We're waiting for information from the St. Petersburg Police. However, this accident just happened. We were covering a different accident up in North Tampa when we got word of this. So the trip from North Tampa to here is roughly about 10, 15 minutes, crossing through the different airport zones. Yeah, again, somebody was commenting on the skid marks on the road. I'm gonna, when we get around here, I can show you what we believe happened up here. The point of impact looks to be right here in the middle of the intersection. One car was probably, it looks like, heading down the road to the west. The impact hit right behind this tree, and then you can follow the skid marks to where the one car, the car that was hit, ended. The other skid marks end up, you can follow them right into the side of the house where the stolen Mustang is. And here's the stolen Mustang against the wall of the exterior portion of the house. And again, 2 cars involved, St. Petersburg Police on scene, and 3 people taken to an area hospital from this location. And as of right now, we don't know who went where. This is still a fairly new scene. Police are just now going through the cars, but this car was hit on the driver's side. The airbag did deploy, and the second car, the Mustang, it hit into the front end, and it ended up into the side of the house. So a stolen car, the black Mustang, into the side of the house. And again, Facebook, I'm on Facebook Live reading some of your quotes and comments. And if you have any questions, I can answer them the best I can. Again, we're on the scene of a stolen car that crashed into the side of a building. You can see that right here, into a house. House was vacant at the time, is what we're being told. This was the car that was hit. You can see the driver's side and the front end of the car where the impact took place. You can see the skid marks right here. This is pretty much the point of impact right here. One car went into the house, one car went into the side of the road. The black Mustang was the stolen car. The other car was not stolen. Again, we do not know if the suspects are in custody. We do know that 3 people were transported to the hospital from this scene. So again, we're not sure of the extent of the injuries or who was transported, but we can hope that the driver of the Mustang was in custody and not fleeing. And it doesn't look like it, because we would see more activity in this area if there was an active manhunt. We've covered enough of these events where they end up and police are looking for people. It probably happened, I guess it's now 10 o'clock, right around 10 o'clock. I'd guess it happened 9:40, maybe 9:30 at the earliest. So they were out early this morning. We were up over a different accident up off Barris Road in Tampa at Dale Mabry when we got the word of this call. So we flew down from Tampa to St. Pete. We are in St. Pete, just west of downtown. And again, stolen black Mustang crashed into an SUV, ended up into the front of this house. This is the SUV it crashed into. It looks like maybe a Pacifica or something like that. And so police are on scene now investigating. They do have the road closed off in this area, which is not a huge deal because it's a residential area, not affecting traffic. When, where, who, what? Julie Anderson Young. Julie, this is in St. Pete. We're in St. Petersburg, Florida, just west of downtown on 35th Street South. And it's St. Petersburg Police. There is a stolen Mustang. This is the Mustang that was stolen. The Mustang crashed into this SUV. After the impact of the crash, the SUV ended up here. The Mustang ended up into the front of a house. 3 people transported to the hospital from the scene. It happened probably anywhere from 9:30 to 9:40, we're guessing. And that's what's going on now. So police on scene, investigating, trying to get to the bottom of what happened. And if we get more information, I will relay it on to you as soon as I get it up here in the hospital, or up in the helicopter, people taken to the hospital. Sometimes up here, okay, here we have more information in. Update, stolen car involved in crash. The preliminary investigation shows the driver of the Mustang, Ali Granville, 112398, was speeding when he ran a stop sign at 35th Street South and 21st Avenue, hitting a mother and her 14-year-old son in an SUV. The impact of the crash caused the Mustang to hit the vacant house. So 3 people involved in the crash. So the driver of the crash is in custody. He is taken to the hospital. He is, let's see if I can figure out his age. He was born in 1998, November 23rd, 1988. Ali Granville, driving the stolen Mustang, ran a stop sign as he was speeding, hit an SUV with a mother and her 14-year-old son in the SUV, all 3 taken to an area hospital. So a mother and a son, probably on the way to school or way to somewhere at 9 in the morning, were hit. They were taken to the hospital, as well as the driver of this speeding Mustang, stolen Mustang that was stolen. He hit the SUV, ended up into the side of the house. 3 people, all 3 taken to an area hospital. The driver of the Mustang was taken to the hospital, so he is in custody. He was born in 1998. Ali is his name. Last name is Granville, Ali Granville, driving this car. 18 or 19, November, so probably 18. 18-year-old ran a stop sign, and I'm looking for the stop sign. The stop sign, I don't see one on this intersection. Oh, there's a stop sign. He must have been heading on 21st, heading from the screen left to right where this gray car is. He hit the SUV right at the intersection after running the stop sign. The impact did take place right where the police car is. Skid marks, the 18-year-old into the side of the house. The mother and the son pushed down the road. You can see the impact of the car right here. Crashed. Airbags deployed. Both people taken to the hospital. So that's the newest information from here from the St. Petersburg Police Department. So again, just to recap everything we of downtown on, so we're just west of the interstate. What happened is in 10-4, stolen Mustang crashed into an SUV, and so we're going to wrap up here. Tune in to News Channel 8 at 11 for all the latest information, and we're going to shut it down from up here in Eagle 8 HD. Paul Amison, News Channel 8.